introduction. Hi guys, welcome to the Bree's Closet Podcast, and I am your host, Bree. Welcome to my first podcast video. Guys, I've been wanting to start a podcast forever. I've been wanting to start a podcast for so long, and I'm so excited that I'm actually getting to the point of actually doing it. Like, this is something that's been in my mental for so long. So first, I want to say that I'm calling it the Bree's Closet Podcast. One, because I already have Instagram called Bree's Closet, and I already have some momentum going on with that one. But also, the closet I'm reiterating as my mind. The closet is my life. The closet is the things that you guys don't see, and now you're going to see it. So things that you can expect from this podcast are going to be things that I would just want to talk about, things that I want to learn about, things that are going on in my life, dance, things that are going around the world that I want to talk about, my favorite music, my favorite books, pop things that are happening currently in the world. And then also spiritual things. If you guys know me, and soon hopefully more of you guys will get to know me, I am a very spiritual girly. I also am a dancer. I'm also a choreographer. I'm also someone who loves fashion. I'm also someone who loves art and music and a lot of things in life. And I love learning. And that is a lot of things I want to start incorporating into this podcast. So, to give you guys some examples, I guess some of my inspirations are some of the people that I even listen to myself, Brittany Broski and Emma Chamberlain. Those are my girls. Yeah. Love them. So that's the kind of vibe that I give off. So let's get started. First thing that I have on my list today to talk about, bro, is periods. The menstrual cycle of the female. The menstrual cycle of the woman species on this planet. I literally don't think that we talk about menstrual cycles, the woman's period, the things that lead up to a woman's menstrual cycle, hormonally, emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually. All those things. Like, I've been sitting with that thought recently, and I'm like, bro, you know, this world was built around the male's physique, the male's hormonal cycle, because girl, if it was built around the female cycle, we would not be dealing with the things that we've been dealing with. Like, I was going through a period. I am on my period actually right now. And I'm like, what if I had to go to work? I'm so thankful that I don't have a 9-to-5 job. I'm so thankful that I don't have a basically 9-to-5 job, and I'm self-employed, and I use my art to make funds for myself, and I also am a full-time nanny. I love you guys. But that's what I do, and also I just want to start doing this and seeing where this takes off, and I would love to see my dreams come true, and that's happening right now. Actually, I'm manifesting it into reality. But to go back to the menstrual cycle, last month I did a 3-day fast, and I did a 3-day fast on my period, which I did not do on purpose. I wanted to do a 3-day fast, and then the day that I decided on a Monday to do a 3-day fast, I got my period. And that was the most eye-opening experience that I've ever had in my whole entire life, because it really made me dive deep into what females deal with, women deal with on their period. It was almost like an awakening that I had of like, whoa, like the lack of food because I was fasting, plus the hormonal feelings that I was feeling, plus the physical feelings I was feeling of the cramps and the pain and the nausea and the dizziness and the whatever. But it's not talked about enough. And if it's talked about, it's not talked about in the magnitude that it needs to be talked about, right? So starting off with just the hormonal factor of the days leading up to when you get your menstrual, for me specifically, because everyone's circumstance, everyone's experience, everyone's genes and DNA that formulate their hormonal cycle for the menstrual cycle are completely different, okay? So I may have a really, really rough menstrual cycle, but someone else could be like, oh my gosh, that was a breeze, because it could be a breeze for them. But I literally, girl, I was on birth control from the age of 16 to 23. 23, I think. And it takes a whole year for your hormonal cycle, for your physicality, for your mental, emotional state of being to come back to homeostasis, which if you don't know what homeostasis means, is homeostasis is just the fact of the regular balance in your body. It takes a whole year for a woman's body to get back to that after being on birth control. And I got off birth control for a whole bunch of plethora of reasons, for health, for my mental, for whatever. But it takes a whole year for you to get back to normal. That's literally crazy, bro. That's crazy, bro. And when I tell you that year was treacherous, I thought I was dying, because when I was on birth control basically makes your body tells your body that you're pregnant, so you can't get already pregnant, right? So you don't experience a lot of things that you would usually experience on your period. Mind you, when I started birth control, I was 16 years old. I was not a woman yet. I didn't have a woman body. My hormonal physique of a woman was not formulated yet. So when I was 23 and got off of that, was I 23? I was 22. I was 22. And when I got off of that, I literally started to be like, I felt breast pain, breast soreness for the first time in my life. I literally went to the doctor because I thought I was dying of breast cancer, which thank gosh and thankfully I don't have. But I thought that was the case. And that's how bad it can get. And then cramps and nausea and whatever. But that to me is nothing compared to the mental turmoil that formulates in my brain. Two cycles. Little note, I say cycle instead of week, and we can get into that later in the podcast. Okay, but my mental health was so bad 2 cycles before my period, and that is because our hormones change every cycle. So every week our hormones change to a different version of ourselves. So women experience four different versions of themselves in a month. So you're telling me only one cycle out of the month I am normal, Brie? And let me tell you, my boyfriend knows which Brie I'm going to be that cycle. But I don't know, bro. It's just crazy. Like my mental health, I just get so like paranoid and anxiety and overthinking and like bad thoughts. And it's just crazy to think that can happen as a result of your menstrual cycle. Like it gets bad up here. Let me tell you, okay? It gets bad up here. And then my cycle comes, my menstrual cycle comes, and I'm like, it like all releases. And then that gets me into the spiritual factor of what a menstrual cycle is. And I think, this is my opinion. My opinion is that spiritually, women hold so much emotional thoughts and empathic feelings that we need a way to release that. Take away the biological factors of needing to really shed and the lining of the uterus and forget that part. Think about it in a more broader sense. Like, and I'm so passionate about this because it's been on my mind recently of like, what the freak? Like, this is what's been on my mind. Yeah, bro. And to also think about it this way, women's cycles are connected to the moon, right? So we have a 28-day cycle. Think about this. The moon looks different every night. Every night that you look at the moon, it looks different. It's either skinnier or it's either bigger. It's either in the like, you know, what I just said. And so same thing as a woman. Every single day we come up as new versions of ourselves. Versus the male hormonal cycle is connected to the sun, which the sun rises up and rises down. It looks the same and it does the same thing. It comes up and it comes down at sunrise and sundown, and it looks the same. The sun doesn't get bigger some days, the sun doesn't get smaller some days. It stays the same. That's why the whole factor of the matrix timing and all that stuff is connected to the male cycle or the male's hormonal cycle. So how do you expect women to live in a society that is built, completely functioned and created towards the male physique of hormonal cycles? I don't know, because I don't. I don't. And I choose not to. And I'm never going to. Because I know I'm connected spiritually to the moon. Every woman is. Every woman's cycle is connected to the moon. So every day I'm a different version of myself. Even slightly. It could be you start to realize, oh, I'm really, really happy. And all of a sudden, I'm really, really, I don't want to do anything. I just want to rest. I just want to lay in bed. I just want to whatever. That is connected to the moon. That is connected to your cycle. Same thing with work. Energy levels are not the highest in the rising time, in the morning. It's most highest at the evening time, dinner, late lunchtime. That's when we get a spark of like adrenaline and energy for the day. Versus males, they start their highest energies in the rising. That's when they get up and they're like, yeah, let's go for a run, which a woman can build herself to become that version, but she wouldn't be following exactly the hormonal cycle, and she would almost be going against what her body wants to do, which at this point we've been doing for our whole life, for generations, for hundreds of years, right? So with that, honestly, I just want to say, I hope that's some food for thought. I hope that's something that you start to think about and start to listen to, and then start applying to your life, because that's what I'm trying to do, and that's helping me. And when I know I'm 2 cycles before my period, and I know my brain mental health is starting to decline a little bit with anxiety, with fear, with creating versions of life in my head that don't even exist, or things that are not ever going to happen, but I start to act like they are, I just deep breath, and I start to now know the rhythm, and I'm like, Brie, you know what this is. This is not you. This is your period. And breath work. And I hope that helps, honestly. And I hope me just telling you this information just helps a little bit in whatever way, that in shape and form, that helps for you, or whatever. I just hope that as women in this life, that we can be treated equally. Whatever. Enough about that. I'm going to tell you guys what I'm obsessed with lately. Right now, I'm absolutely, utterly obsessed with Michael Jackson. Okay. And you're not? Why am I crying? I'm on my period. I just told you that. 1 second. Right. So things that I'm obsessed with right now. Michael Jackson. Absolutely obsessed with him. Absolutely obsessed. I fear that is there ever going to be someone, there's never going to be another Michael Jackson, but is there going to be someone that goes to that level of music that makes people want to dance, make people feel good, artistry, choreography, style? There's no one that has competed nearly like that. And Beyonce, yes, but Beyonce's in her own niche. Like, Beyonce's Beyonce. I'm talking about, is there going to be another icon in the making? Our generation, Gen Z, I'm 24. Is there going to be, or millennial, or what's the other one after me? Gen X? Whatever. Is there going to be someone who does something like that? Like, you put Michael Jackson on, everyone wants to dance. Everyone knows the words. It makes you feel something that you just can't even describe. And I'm like, is there going to be another artist, male, female, non-binary, I don't care. Is there just going to be someone that is going to have that much artistry and talent and magic within them that makes people love their music in a way? Like, if you look at clips at Michael Jackson concerts, people were fainting just because he got on stage, just because of his presence. Like, is there going to be someone that is that influential? Like, I don't know. I can't see a future like that. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope there's someone out there right now who, it could be me. It probably is me. I'm just kidding. No, but it's me. No, but I hope, man, because you rock my world. And then as a dancer, as a choreographer, having someone that creates music, not just for music, but for dance, top tier. Top tier, bro. Like there's no one else like that. And that's what you call unique. That is what you call authentic. That is what you call rare. Okay. Moving on. Another thing that I'm absolutely obsessed with right now is Starbucks pink drink. And I know what you guys are going to say. Why do I feel like crying? What's going on? And I love that this is on recording because it just shows you what the heck is going on with what I was just talking about with the menstrual cycle or just women in general. I don't know. Just breathe. But pink drinks, I could definitely go for a pink drink right now. Like, I know it's not cost effective, but something about that pink drink just puts so much dopamine in my body that I'm just like, it's so good, bro. I was obsessed with matcha, and I still am, but I was obsessed with like a strawberry matcha, which I need to try the Emma Chamberlain's strawberry matcha. I saw it at Stop and Shop. I saw it at Target. And I was going to get it, but I was like, Brie, just come here for what you got here for. Or just get what you came here for and just go. And some people know that's more harder than said than done. Okay. But matcha was my thing, girl. And I also recently heard that matcha helps with weight loss, which I'm on a weight loss journey. And I don't even like to call it a weight loss journey. I like to call it an evolution of self, because I still love who I am now. I still love the skin that I am in now. I still love the body that I am in now, because this version of Brianna that's sitting here right now, one, is making the future Brianna that has everything that she wants. But then also, this version of Brianna is so beautiful and so light and so loving and so powerful. So why would I dim her light by saying something about her weight? And I know I'm talking about myself in the third person, but that's sometimes how you need to talk to yourself to realize how your self-talk is. Self-talk is a huge thing in life. Sorry, I just realized I just went to like 4 different topics in the matter of 5 seconds. Keep up. Keep up. Can you keep up? Baby boy, you wanna work my stuff? Baby boy, you wanna work my stuff? Baby boy, you wanna work my ooh. Back to what I was saying. Negative self-talk. Negative self-talk, get that negative self-talk out of there. And I like to call that negative self-talk is ego. Is the ego. Because only the ego is going to talk bad about you to tell you that you're not perfect. Right? So, turn that ego upside down. That was cringy. That was cringy. I made this cup. It's cracking now, but I made this cup. Thumbnail. Okay, stop, guys. You're freaking interrupting me. Oh my gosh, bro. What were they talking about? What was I talking about? I'm just gonna sit here and smile until I remember. Negative self-talk, thank you. So, negative self-talk is literally your shadow, which if you don't know what your shadow is, everyone has light and dark within them. Everybody has. No one's perfect except me. Right, so guys, what's going on? Negative self-talk is a way of limiting yourself. Negative self-talk is a way that you limit yourself from your highest potential. What I say in my yoga classes all the time is imagine how I formulate negative self-talk is imagine if someone came up to you and said, "Ew, you look ugly today." you would be like, excuse me? Do you know what I'm saying? But do you realize in your negative self-talk in your head that sometimes you look at yourself and say, ew, I look so ugly today? That's normal. That shouldn't be normal. But you're saying it to yourself, so it's okay. But sometimes you need to take yourself outside of yourself and be like, I just told myself I look ugly. And I spend time with myself every single day. The person who spends the most time with you is you. So why would you talk bad about yourself, but don't let other people talk bad about you? Right. I was waiting for you to realize how crazy that is. And I'm not saying I'm not guilty of it. I'm saying that I'm working and healing through that, because obviously that comes from somewhere, and that comes to me, that comes from the ego, which the ego compares. Ego is a huge part of comparing yourself to other people. The ego is someone or something within you that doesn't let you shine and was stopping you from seeing your best self. There's no other you in this world, and there's a reason for that. There's no other person that looks like you, unless you have a twin. But that means if you have a twin, that means you guys have a purpose together in this world for whatever reason that is. So working on your negative self-talk, and sometimes you have negative thoughts, which is completely fine. We're human, but it's how you deal with that. So for example, if I'm like, ew, I don't like how I look today, Brianna, stop. You look beautiful today. That's how you fix it. And you keep reprogramming that into your mind. One thing I learned about a podcast, I forget the woman, darn it. Maybe I'll link her YouTube channel below, or the podcast I'm talking about below, but she talked about how you can't erase brain circuitry or brain pathways with certain thoughts or certain programming, right? So let's say you built a program of your mind to think that you are overweight, right? Let's use that for an example. And you tell yourself that every single day. That neural pathway in your brain is strong as heck because you tell yourself that every day. So now if you want to try to break that, you need to override that with a positive thought. So just as much as, or even more, that you told yourself that you're overweight, now you need to reiterate and tell yourself, no, I'm beautiful. I'm exactly and perfectly designed how I'm meant to be. Mind you, that doesn't mean that you need to stay in the sense or the physicality that you are now, right? People change. People have certain body types, certain ways of thinking, certain hobbies for every chapter that they are in their life. Right now, to be vulnerable, I gained a little bit of weight. To be honest, that's because I'm happy as hell in my relationship. Sorry. But now I'm having this realization, okay, now I'm happy. I was happy in love, going out to eat, going on dates, eating, whatever. And now I need to refine that connection with my body to get to where I want to be. Just doesn't mean that the body I'm in now I don't like. I just love it. But I also see where my potential is. And so I want to get there. But I don't do that by negative talking myself. I do that with positive talking myself into loving myself, to wanting to do more by choosing better foods to eat, choosing a better workout routine, to having better sleep. Because sleep also deals with how your body metabolizes the food that you eat. Right. Thank you. Right. Have you ever been to Krispy Kreme? Were they crispy? Right. Another thing that I wanted to talk about today, guys, is auditions as dancers. Hi, I'm a professional dancer, and I've been dancing since I was 2 years old. I've danced competitively, and I've won a lot of titles, won a lot of trophies. Think about it, dance moms. That was literally my childhood growing up. Literally. And so now, becoming an adult in the dance world, it is completely different. And one thing I have to say about dance is when I was competing and when I was dancing to win instead of dancing because I love to dance, I fell out of love with dancing. I still danced, but my meaning for it was completely screwed and did not portray in the right way. Like, I remember when I was around 13, 14, and my dance teacher was like, you just dance, stop dancing and performing, or shut up, she would be like, dance with emotion, dance because you love to dance. And I'm like, girl, I'm dancing to win. And I stopped dancing for a good 4 years, and that was not just because of me. That was choices from my mother. She took me out to dance because my grades. Also because a lot of things I don't think I really want to mention right now in this point in my life, especially on YouTube. But I stopped dancing for a good 4 years, and getting back into dance as an adult, I love dance. I found my passion for it all over again. I found the meaning for it all over again. I found the want and why I dance all over again. And that helped me formulate my style of dancing and my choreography and bringing in and attracting in opportunities. Because when you align yourself with something, and when you understand why you love something and want to do something, the opportunities and those things naturally just come to you and attract to you because you have aligned with it, because you mentally have programmed your mind to attract those things in. And we could talk about that at another later date. Maybe next cycle I'll talk about more about manifestation in the mind and attracting and the law of attraction and things like that. But today I just want to talk about dance. So I love dance. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's something I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And with that, I started to now go to branch out to dancing or auditioning in Broadway shows. Can I talk? No, guys, can I talk? For Broadway shows, and it has opened my plethora of eyes. I have 1, 2, and 3. Your third eye. Everyone has a third eye. But it has broadened my perspective of dance, and auditioning is a whole other world. And thankful for me, I've had great experiences auditioning in New York. I met great people, loving people who helped guide me and taught me things that I did not know. Because I walked into an audition, mind you, I've never been to a Broadway audition before, ever. And Brianna Kennedy, with my head and belief in myself, I was like, I'm just gonna go to the Great Gatsby Broadway audition, and I'm gonna get a spot. That's the mentality that I have, which I'm gonna continue always having that mentality. But I walked in not knowing 1 ounce. I didn't even know where to stand. I didn't even come with the right shoes. My boyfriend drove me to New York, and I was like, I'm here and I'm here to stay. I waited in that room for 9 hours. 9. To be seen. And then I walked in there. They taught the choreo. If you guys didn't know anything about dance, they taught the choreo in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Mind you, we were in the room for 10. They taught the choreo. No, we were in the room for 30. I forget. We were in the room for a very short amount of time. But they taught the choreo in like 5 to 8 minutes. They taught about a 30-second combo in 8 minutes. Which, to someone, that could be easy. And that could be easy for me. But I was coming in with the headspace of newness, of a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of this is new, a little bit of I'm around other professional dancers who are working already in Broadway shows. So that was a little like nerve-wracking for me. And again, this is my first ever audition that I'm walking into, plus wearing the wrong shoes. I'm wearing like commercial heels versus character shoes. So for me, that kind of threw me off too, because choreography is different, or the way you dance in heels are completely different for the type of dance style that you're going to be in, right? So I just remember, I'm proud of myself still, but girl, I want to say I embarrassed myself, but I definitely did not do the best I could do. But one thing that I'm actually really happy about is that the whole day I was there, people kept coming up to me saying how pretty I was. A win's a win. Guys, a win's a win. So, and it was a lovely trip with my boyfriend. Absolutely It was one for the books. Yeah, but I think that's all for today, guys. I absolutely love every single one of you guys who chose to watch this, and one chose to watch the whole thing. I really hope that you guys liked everything that you heard. Actually, and if you didn't, I'm okay. But please subscribe, please comment, please like, and I'm gonna be posting every cycle, one video cycle. I'm planning on Wednesdays, but I might be Thursdays. Either Wednesday or Thursday, I'm gonna be posting consistently every cycle, so which means every week. If you guys have any questions, please leave them down below. I'm going to stop talking right now because I feel like I don't even know how to talk anymore. And yes, I'm crazy. If you guys have not gotten the gist of that yet. Shrinkage is real. Okay. Bye, guys. Closet is closed.